We are very excited to welcome in one of our favorite managers and people in baseball just overall. But yes, the Arizona Diamondbacks manager, Torey Lovullo, is here to join us. Torey, welcome, bud. Great to see you.
Good to be with you guys. You know what's great? I get to see a different side of you guys right now. Normally, you guys are very reserved and very professional. I get to see a different side of this personality. I'm kind of enjoying this. So
yeah, we try to behave ourselves in front of you. You know, this guy never changes, but, you know, you're going to definitely see a different side out of me. But great to see you. We missed you. How was your off season?
Yeah, likewise. It's always good after a long layoff. We see one another every day, twice a day,
right,
for an entire season. And, you know, I miss the group. I miss the routine and the process. But my off season has been very good. It's usually a time for me to re-engage with family and friends because I ask them for so much during the course of a season where I am 24/7 at the ballpark. But I'm ready to go. I'm super excited about the upcoming season here. It's been a off season full of travel. A lot of laughs and a lot of love with my family, and I always appreciate that time.
We're very excited about the upcoming season too. Our GM Saul told us about your woodworking skills, so we wanted to ask: did you build anything this off season?
You know, it's always a little bit of like some bits and pieces. I built a lot. I did. I didn't have one major thing. I've done barn doors. I've done you know, things for bedroom for different types of bedroom furniture. This year it was just you know, some corner things in not necessarily furniture, but for some garage organization. You know, where you have 1,000 like rakes,
oh yeah,
brooms,
yes,
all that stuck into a corner.
yeah.
I kind of built something that I could organize that with. That was probably the most impressive thing because I'm an organized guy. I like to have things clean. The edges got to be nice and clean. So now that I can organize the garage a little bit, it was good. But nothing major. Just a lot of little projects. I'm working on a Valentine's Day project right now for my wife. I usually give her something
Nice.
every Valentine's Day. It's more from the heart.
I like that. That's a good move. Yep. That's a grade A move right there.
I think we could use some furniture around the office, Torey. Yeah, I don't know if you're volunteering at all.
At least some organizational help perhaps around here for sure.
I'd love to help you guys out.
We wanted to know, how was it having your first kind of normal off season in a few years, considering what we've been through over the last 2 years?
Yeah, you know, you're right. COVID hit us in 20. That was a different spring training. 21 was certainly a very limited spring training. 22, there were still some effects of the COVID. And that trickles into the front office and our ability to get together on a pretty routine basis to discuss things that are helping us move this organization forward. So you're right. I was just over at Salt River Field, and I thought to myself as I was sitting down with Mike Hazen and Ami El Sade that we didn't have masks on. It was a normal interaction. You could see facial expressions. You could laugh, have a normal conversation, and it's a little bit more healthy. You know, you're able to go and see players. You spend time with players, get in their space, get in their world. And I've really enjoyed this off season because of that. And we know what happened, but everything was very normal. There was a winter meeting that took place where you could interact on a different level with other organizations. So it was very enriching again, and we're back to normal. And I'm happy to say that.
Torey, I guess in a sense, I mean, this offseason is kind of unique in its own way, just in all of the rule changes that are coming to Major League Baseball in 2023 with the pitch clock, right? The limits on pickoff attempts, the shift restrictions, all these things. How much do you think you're going to bring that in to spring camp here in a matter of a couple weeks when pitchers and catchers report? Is that something that you're planning to emphasize kind of going into it right off the bat, trying to get players used to some of these things?
Yeah, you know me. You guys have been around me enough. And those are the little things that we pride ourselves on. Of course, we love the big picture things, home runs, strikeouts, big RBIs. But it's those little things to me that continue to add up that help you win inches and win moments. And it is about preparation. So, of course, we are ready to start. You know, we'll hit the ground running in spring training. Right now, what I'm going to ask my staff to do is come up with ideas, fresh drills. It's all new. We don't know. How do we take our leads off from first base? What is the extra the extra inches on a bag gonna mean to this team that's full of speed? How can we exploit that? How are we gonna pick over to first base and make it a really emphasize pickoff. So we're going to get some information about what that base runner is going to do from a pitching standpoint. So all those things we're going to tie into. And we want to use the clock to our advantage. We want our guys to get up on the mound and be ready to go without huffing and puffing and feeling like they're tired. So we're gonna talk that over as a group, and then we're gonna move it forward as to how we can go out and practice it. I believe in full-time, real-time practice, and we're gonna take advantage of it. Our team will be ready to go. The no shifting thing is gonna be new to us. We're a heavy team.
Yeah,
we're a heavy shifting team. So we got to figure out how to put our guys in the right place at the right time, pick up ground balls as well.
One of our listeners or viewers asked if you're going to any WBC games for the World Baseball Classic. I know your schedule's kind of a little busy
You'll
around
be a
that
little
time.
busy those days.
Any chance you'll get a chance to see Merrill or Alec or any of those guys that might be playing in that?
Yeah, we know that there's a couple guys that we have, and we're proud of that. We've encouraged our guys to go out and represent their country and do it to the best of their ability. And young players like Alec, they're sheepish about it. They're like, should I wonder if it's the right thing to do. Of course it is. You're going to represent Team Mexico, his mother's heritage. Go out and represent them as best you can. And yes, of course, I'm a baseball fan, just like everybody else is. And especially when we have an interest with some of our players pitching or performing, and I'm going to do what I can. But you're right. I don't know how the schedules are going to overlap. I don't know what's going to happen, but since it's going to be play to chase, we're going to definitely take advantage of it when we can.
Torey, no matter where you look, it seems like everyone's talking about Corbin Carroll and the kind of season he could have in 2023. Pretty much everyone seems to be expecting him to win the Rookie of the Year award. Frankly, there's a lot of expectations there. I know from your guys' perspective, I'm sure you're looking to block out a lot of that noise. But what can you do just to help a young kid like Corbin come into 2023 and be the best player that he can be?
Yeah, fair ask, Jesse. I'm excited about Corbin Carroll. Everybody's excited about Corbin Carroll. The one person that's slowing it down and doing it the right way is Corbin Carroll himself. So I really can appreciate that. We got to remember there's 25 other players on this team that are really good as well. And he's 126 of what's going to be pushing forward and moving forward every single day. And that'll be my emphasis. I'm not going to put one player ahead of this ball club. And I don't want to forecast anything for Corbin Carroll because it's a long journey. It's a spring training to go out and impress and earn. He's got to earn things around here. And he knows that. That's been discussed with him. And then he's got 6 months of a baseball season to go out there and allow his talents to play out the way they can and the way they should. But it is going to be about preparation and a belief and an effort that he's going to go out there and do his job every single day. And if it does, he's going to be just fine. I don't want to put too much pressure on him. I'm not going to talk about the expectations other than going out and fitting in and being 126 and helping his team win a baseball game today. And I think Corbin breaks it down that way. That's what makes him so unique. But we're certainly excited about him. He's a very talented player. We have other players that are just as talented and we're super excited about.
Torey, you're back.
Guys, that was a long journey right there. My bad.
Yeah, you're right. We were wondering who pulled out the router cord, but we get it. Definitely.
Man. So my phone is officially broken. I don't know what happened. Obviously, it was at the absolute worst time. So
yeah, no, that's fine.
85% charge to 0, and now I can't even get it to charge. So
oh no,
new phone for this guy.
Oh no, we broke his phone. Yeah. All right.
I apologize for that.
No worries.
No worries.
Thanks for coming back. So I guess our where we were at was just talking about the young guys. Obviously a lot of your young prospects have appeared on a lot of lists. There's been a lot of lists that featured a lot of young Diamondbacks prospects. So I wanted to get what your thoughts were as far as if you kind of pay attention to those yourself, and again, just what that means to you to have so many young guys that are so highly thought of around baseball.
Yeah, of course. That's part of my job is to fill in with some of these young guys, make a connection with them, help them understand that at one point in time, probably in the very near future, because of the type of organization we are, that they're going to need to help us out. So, I welcome a lot of our, just about all of our newly drafted players personally, get a chance to spend some time with them. And then as they kind of filter through the system and they rise to the ranks, of course, I know who they are. I know them by first name. And that's part of what I do and what I believe in, because I know when those young players step in, they're going to be counted on immediately. They're going to be needed to come in and help us out immediately. And the faster they get to themselves, and this is a key point for me, the faster they get to who they are, what they believe in, and their certain comfort level to go out and perform at the high level that they most likely have been in the minor league system, that inevitably is going to help us. I know that clubhouse is going to be tough. I know that performing at the major league level can be tough. So I don't want to get this mixed up. I want them to be comfortable with who they are. Never comfortable with how they got to perform at the big league level. Go out there and play on edge. But the faster I can get to that version of themselves, they get to that version of themselves, the better. So yes, I absolutely 100% on a daily basis will reach out to different prospects on different levels, whether it's text or phone call, to make them feel as welcome as possible inside of the organization.
Your guys that came up last year did exactly what you're talking about. They seemed to perform at a major league level right away, right out of the gate. And I guess now that you've had a chance to kind of work with your coaching staff, Brent Strom, Joe Mather, how much have they helped you and these young guys be ready at a major league level once they come up? It seems like they've had a big impact on that.
Yeah, my perfect scenario is when they're ready, they come up, they perform, and they never go back. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. Sometimes the game gets hard for these younger players, but you've got Nelson, Jameson. We ended up sending Tommy Henry back, but he performed at a high level when he first came up. We're really proud of that. We're proud of them. We're proud of the fact that they've gone out there and felt comfortable enough to be themselves and go out and execute at a high level. That to me is what it comes down to. If you can execute at a high level at all times, especially when your competitive best is needed, that is what a major league player can do. So I know that it's kind of double-edged sword. When you come up, you put pressure on yourself. That's built in. We know that, but our coaches have been taught to go out, help these guys out on a daily basis, go out to perform at a very high level.
Torey, you mentioned a few young pitchers who came up for you last year: Tommy Henry, Drey Jameson, Ryne Nelson. I guess Brandon Pfaadt sort of waiting in the wings here. On paper, the starting rotation sort of looks a little crowded, right? With bringing Zach Davies back, Bumgarner, Gallen, Merrill Kelly, along with all those guys. Obviously, that's a good problem to have, right? You can never have too much starting pitching. Mike Hazen has said that time and time again. But what kind of challenges does that pose for you guys? Maybe coming into spring training, it seems like there might be a lot of competition there.
Good challenges. I believe in healthy competition. I believe in going out and pushing yourself to be better than the next guy. Don't win anything by default. Win it because you deserve it. So we are going to have a lot of competition. And you're right. You just named off several guys that are going to be counted on to be in our rotation. So where does that leave others? I don't know. But they're going to compete, and they're going to be told to go out there and compete and win things. And we want the 5 best starting pitchers, and then the 7 to 8, or I'm sorry, 8 best relief pitchers that we can get in our bullpen to help us win baseball games. Who they are, I don't know. But I will tell you this: with some of the arms that we counted on in the years past, whether it be 2021 or 22. The fact that we've moved on from them and we've allowed them to move into other organizations, some are playing now internationally, means that we are really good. We've let some really young, some arms go that we wouldn't have in the years past, but we're really good in our system, and we're very proud of that. Amil Sadeh and his group and his amateur group has brought in some really good young talent, and it's now coming to the forefront for us.
You guys made an exciting trade that we don't typically see in baseball by acquiring Gabriel Moreno and Lourdes Gurriel from the Toronto Blue Jays. But part of that trade was losing Dalton Varsho, and we know what a big piece of this team he was, and his production, how big his production was for this team. So how do you replace someone like Varsh, and what do you do for someone that was quietly one of the best players on this team?
Yeah, you don't replace him. Unfortunately, you don't have the ability to say, "Look, go get another Dalton Varsho and put him in right field." He was an exceptional player, and he will be missed. So you don't replace him. I would never want to replace anybody. I would just ask the next guy up to step up and do their job, because we've evaluated them on a level where we feel like they're capable of doing something very, very special. Dalton was immersing himself inside of our clubhouse as one of our leaders, as one of our guys that can be counted on. He was accountable. He was prepared. He gave unbelievable effort. So those are the demands that we have, and we've assured ourselves that the guys that are getting ready to step into this next level of who comes in and gets those innings that Dalton is going to be stepping out of, they're gonna have a standard to follow, and we know that. So we know that there are some good candidates. We know the names, many of whom were up at the big league level last year. we know we have very good players ready to step in and fill any type of void that Dalton has left us.
On the other side of that trade, I mean, you guys brought in one of the best young catchers, one of the most highly regarded young catchers in baseball, and Gabriel Moreno. Of course, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. was a part of that as well. Just focusing on Moreno for a second, how excited are you guys to get your hands on a 22-year-old? It's not often you see players at that age come up to the big leagues and have the success that he had.
Yeah, he is one part of that equation. We talked about Dalton and the guys that will step in to help him out in that direct position, but you've got Gurriel and Moreno. Moreno, we know what he's loaded with talent. He's been one of the finest prospects in all of baseball, all minor league baseball for many, many years. And I love that. That's his reputation. He's earned that. But now what are we going to do to tell him to take it to the next level and perform at a high level at the major league level? We know a lot about him, and we're super excited about what we've seen so far. And it's up to us to help him go out and perform as he should at a very premium position. With Gurriel, we know the at-bat is just quality. He controls the zone. He drives up pitch counts. He just understands what the at-bat's asking for on a at-bat basis. We know that he's got some power, but we're not going to ask him to hit for power. We just want to be a good hitter that's going to hit home runs. And then he's going to go out and play a good defense for us. So we're super excited about the two guys that we brought in. You obviously, when you get something, you've had to give up something. We feel like it was a very good trade for us to fill a couple of voids, a right-handed outfield bat and a priority catcher, a priority position that we feel like we're going to be good with for many, many years to come.
Torey, according to an article from gambling.com, they used an app called the Golden Ratio Face app to rank the most handsome managers in all of MLB. And you were ranked third. Your thoughts?
Look at this guy. Are you kidding me?
That.
They must have been blind. I don't know what's going on.
That's what we said.
But I'll take anything I can get these days, I think my wife is the only person that feels like they got it right, and I'm thankful for that. But those things crack me up. I don't see it myself. That morning that it came out, I had probably like 4 or 5 text messages from people that are very close to me going, "What's going on here, man? What's the matter with these people?" But I don't know. That stuff kind of cracks me up, and I have fun with it, and I think a lot of my friends and family enjoy it as well.
Torey, a few months ago, this is a question that our listeners have very much been anticipating. A few months ago, our listeners asked us if we had the opportunity to take you to any fast food joint in Arizona, where would we take you? My answer was the one and only Salad and Go, which I feel very strongly about. But of course, Salad and Go doesn't have a dining area, so we would basically have to eat in my car. My car doesn't have Bluetooth, Torey. It's 2008 RAV4. Doesn't have Bluetooth.
It's a sick RAV4, Torey.
It is a sick RAV4, but it does not have Bluetooth. So if I hand you the aux cord in my RAV4, Torey, what's the first song that you would play?
God, that's a really good question. I'm probably gonna go, because I tend to be a little bit of a dreamer at times, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I love all genres of music, but you throw at Izzy, IZ, Somewhere Over the Rainbow at me. Like,
oh yeah.
I am going.
That's
deep,
a good one.
I'm going deep into the imagination, and it just brings me to some unbelievable places. But look, I mean, when my wife and I are here and we put on some music, it's anywhere from Walker Hayes to Maroon 5. So yes, we are going to that concert here. I know it's coming up here in a couple days, but I'm very versatile with music. But if you got me and you trap me and I had to play one song, it's definitely going to be Izzy.
Yes.
I trust you with the aux cord a lot more than I would trust Derek.
That's for sure. He refuses to give it to me. Torey, we know you're busy. We appreciate you taking the time today. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we're excited to see you out at Salt River Fields. I can't believe we're like less than 2 weeks away from all this stuff kicking off.
I agree, you guys. I appreciate you guys too, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'll talk to you soon.